You YouTube simply how to break in a baseball glove, you will be bombarded with countless different ways to break it in, and the problem is they're not even really similar. They're like North and South Pole. One option will tell you to cover your glove in shaving cream, put a softball in it, and then stick it under a mattress for like a week. And then the other reason will tell you ride over it with a car, and I do not recommend that at all. I'm just gonna say that. However, there is a better way that I have noticed to break in a baseball glove that like literally knocks off everything you want with a baseball glove. Now, I'm not saying my way is better than every other way and every other way is horrible. It's just if you want your glove to look the nicest, perform the best, and just feel all around amazing, then you're going to want to watch to the end. But first, we need to get our glove of the day. This is going to be our glove of the day. Actually, my dad's glove, but might be coming out with a review on this thing soon because it could be a sleeper pick in all of the cheap budget glove videos. So stay tuned for that. Stop laughing. It's not funny. Cut all of this out. We're cutting all of this out. Before I start, I do want to introduce this a bit though. This is our glove of the day. It is a Rawlings Select Pro Light. So in case you don't know what this is, it's like just Rawlings is like insanely cheap glove. On Amazon, this thing is like $46. It is the Bryce Harper model, so we're gonna be breaking it in like Bryce Harper. And already I can just tell this feels way better than those premium series. The ones I have, they're trash. So before we start, I like to loosen up all of my leather. So this is kind of loose because he started the break-in, he just didn't finish it. So we're going to just hit it around just to get it to what we want it to be like. And then we're gonna use our little water method. So it's time to pound. Okay, this process seems kind of foolish, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you won't want to do this, but when you get a new glove, we all know it's like extremely stiff unless you get one of these, but just hitting it like literally everywhere makes a very big difference. So pull your thumb down, maybe even turn the glove around and just hit the back. Like, it's gonna leave your glove looking like pretty ugly. You're literally just trying to loosen up the leather some bit, so when you water it and then start the breaking process, it just makes life a lot easier on it. So, and then you just loosened up a ton of leather, and now we can actually start the fun part, which is watering it. So follow me. Now, this part I'm actually kind of particular, maybe a little too particular. When you're watering your glove, there's a ton of different ways you can do it. You can dunk it. You can dunk it like certain ways, like this way or like this way. You could just put it in the shower. You can spray it with a sprayer. You could chuck it in your bathtub. I mean, that's an option, is it? Just we're not gonna put that in there. You could do it with the sink. Now, I do it with the sink just because I don't like filling up a bucket. Also, when you do it with a sink, I don't know, I think it gets less wet. I don't know, but when I do it with the sink, it dries faster. So if you want a faster drying process, then use water from the sink. So the one thing you have to be particular with is how hot you make the water. So people say hot water is great for softening the leather. I just turned off the light. But they say it's not great for the glove. So you want like room temperature water, but I almost want like my own style. So instead of going room temperature, I'm gonna go like just slightly warm. So meeting in the middle between room temperature and hot. I know it's a big process, you might not want to do this. If you want to just do room temperature water, that's fine, but apparently you're not supposed to use hot. So when doing this, just super easy process. You can't really mess this up. To me, that's like literally perfect. This leather, I'm not exactly sure what it is. I should have researched this before I started, but on the Select Pro Light, this kind of behaves more towards water like real baseball gloves. It doesn't just soak it up and just keep it. This kind of like has some runoff, so that's promising. Now, before you start pounding, if you don't want to get sprayed, like water flying in the air, which is what I did the first time and got water everywhere, just shake it out. It's not gonna be so necessary if you're using the sink, but if you dunk it, definitely, like if you're outside, like do a couple of these. Just don't do it in here because you'll wet the ceiling. So
Or break something.
how would you break something if you're throwing water everywhere?
It's bad.
I don't mean to say this in a bad way, but that's like the craziest thing I've heard all day. Okay, we're leaving. Time to break it in, actually. So the first thing I want to address is just if you have tried to squeeze your glove, you're gonna have palm bubbles. And palm bubbles is just literally these two pieces of leather are glued together with an adhesive. So they kind of separate and then they cause those loopy palm bubbles. They don't look good. They don't affect the way you catch the ball at all, but they don't look great. So by getting it wet, especially in warm water, you re-soften that adhesive and then you can just literally stomp it back into the glove. It's quite nice. And then it should stay like that for quite some time. So now, a lot of people will just take the glove and just say they want it to close there, they'll do that, and then they'll just like flatten it, so it ends up getting a crease. Creases they make it easier to close, but they're just not nice. They don't look good, and it takes away a lot of the palm. So I say to hit hinges, and hinges actually exist on your glove, and if you do creases, you don't have hinges. So this part is a hinge, so it's where the pinky meets the palm and it can fold over along with your fingers, and then the same thing for the thumb. And how you hit those is where your thumb and pinky will close. So if I hit it repeatedly while it's wet to the thumb and pinky, it's gonna close like that. But since he goes traditional with his finger out, and this is also the Bryce Harper break-in, we're gonna go thumb to between pinky and ring, and it's super easy. It's not even complicated. You just fold it to go there, and you just hit at the base, and you can work your way up. This one note I do have for you is untie all of these, because this might seem kind of stupid, but it's actually not. If you hit these while they're tied, it like flattens them. And I think I have a picture of, I think, a catcher's mitt with it. This picture, we'll put that up. It just doesn't look good. And this glove is so cheap, so it doesn't even like matter that much, but everyone spends $300, $400 on your baseball glove, so you want it to look nice. So untie all of those and then just retie them when you're done. So work all the way up. You can also like take the glove and like pull it up and down like this. This isn't for the hinges. This just breaks like the whole thing in. Now, I use this because I don't have a mallet yet. I'm gonna be getting one, so don't worry, I'll be breaking in gloves with the right equipment. But for those that have like mallets, I've literally seen people when they're breaking in a glove and they don't do it the right way, they just kind of close it. They use it like they're trying to hit a nail and they go like this. So there's a difference between pounding and just hitting. It doesn't generate any force, so ditch that. Well, you don't need to ditch it. You can just use the head. You just want to pound, because if I'm slapping, I'm kind of bouncing off. So I just want to make that clear. It's what you want to do, what you want to not do when you're breaking in your glove. This heel is definitely going to be stiff, so do this motion and like roll it back and forth. You can even do the same thing with the laces on the web. It just makes it so much looser and you don't even have to worry about pounding it too much. So with that being said, just doing that for like 2 seconds made the palm so much more workable, if that's a word. So it makes a big, big difference. Like, look at that, it's beautiful. That's why you hit hinges, because if you just stuff a ball under a mattress and you tie it off, however you tie it, that's how it's gonna set, and that's how it's gonna be, unless you reshape it like this. And reshaping is basically the same thing. I might make a video about that, but right now it's just about this. I'm out of breath and I don't know why. Now for the web is like super simple. All of this is just stiff. So you just roll it back and forth while pounding, and like, look at that, it's perfect. So infield, you do want to keep more of a stiff pocket just because you want more surface area. So occasionally you can go back and like stomp on the palm. And now it comes to actually forming glove. This is like one of my favorite parts because it's what the glove is going to look like when it dries. So it's an infield break-in, and most infield break-ins will flare the thumb. I did wait forever to flare this thing, so I might have to add like more water to it, which you can do. If you're breaking in your glove and you notice a part that dried like a little too quickly, you can just go ahead and like put more water on the tips. It may look weird, but it's not, if you know what I mean. Now, just take a quick pause and tell me that doesn't look beautiful. That's beautiful. So we have a bit of more of a right angle. Before, this thing was just kind of like, I don't know, circular. I didn't like that. You should have like a nice heel here, because it means you can move these fingers, but as an infielder, you can keep the palm flat for just scooping the ball. So Third base is not that big of a problem, but you still do want it, so. Oh, I should have mentioned this way earlier, but you do need to pull your laces and just pull on them, so. You just yank, so you might think you're gonna ruin it, and if you bought like a Walmart $16 youth plastic glove, you probably will rip, especially if you're a grown man tugging on these. Any glove like this should not have a lace problem, and if it does rip, it's not really your fault, it's the manufacturer's fault. Because if it rips with you just tugging on it a tiny bit, it's going to rip if a ball hits it. So with that being said, pulling it just loosens up like literally everything, but you can actually like shape your fingers. Because say this lace is super tight and you want to roll your fingers but flare the glove, they're going in like two different directions. So when you try to roll this, this will pull on this to curve. And if you try to do this, this will try and pull on the finger. So just give yourself more room by pulling the laces and you won't rip them. And again, if they do rip, then it's mostly the manufacturer's fault. So look at that. Thoughts? I cannot get over how much better that looks. Like premium series, all those kinds of gloves, they don't hold their shape. Like I've worked so hard on all of my gloves that are premium series. They don't hold their shape when I'm breaking it in, and then they lose it like 2 days after, whatever shape I gave them. This thing is like so much nicer. We have to do a review on this thing. Review is coming your way. So with it pretty nice, there's this little hack that you actually really should do that I didn't actually know about. So this is a drumstick, and the reason you want this is because after all that pounding, the other side is just like flat and you can't put your fingers in. So make sure your glove is wet while you do this because it'll actually mold while it's wet. Just take it and just shove it up the fingers, maybe roll it around. It's oddly satisfying. That right there just made it like so much easier. This part is quite important. This is a weighted baseball. So normally they just say use a regular baseball. I say use a weighted baseball if you want a bigger pocket. And you just, I'm not really good at this because I'm left-handed. I'm left-handed, but it's out of proportion. But you just want to catch a bunch. You literally don't even need someone to 30. You can just throw it at the pocket. And we'll just give it a bigger pocket so when you catch it in the pocket, in the web, it feels really nice. After doing a few of those, your pocket should be very big. Honestly, that is like the best look I've ever gotten on a glove because I've only done this on like really bad gloves. So this was, I must remind you, this was $46 on Amazon. 46. We're definitely doing a review on this thing because it's a thumb to between ring for gloves. That's exactly, I told you, that's where I wanted it. That's exactly where it is. So beautiful. And that is really all you need to do for today. I mean, honestly, I'm in love with the shape already. So my best advice for you is once you get a shape you like, just leave it. Because if you notice, oh, this could be just slightly bent, you end up messing it up, that's not great. So when you get a shape you like, just take it and say this is a desk, just set it down, palm side down. So I see a lot of people when they take a glove and they set it down, they'll put it down like this. That's not great, even if you have a really high-end glove, because over time it just kind of like clasps, flattens, I don't know. So the best position, and like a lot of people know this, like the best position, the best known position for a glove is palm down, because that's just, I don't know, I guess that's how it's just made to sit. So this is obviously not where we're keeping it. So we're gonna put it up on the desk and make sure it's where no one's gonna mess with it, and then just be patient and wait till the next day for this thing to dry. So that's what we're going to do now. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the next day. Yes, I'm wearing the same clothes, just ignore that. But the glove is finally dry, and it actually took overnight. Some gloves take overnight, some do not. So if you have a very budget glove, I will say those tend to take long, but our glove dried overnight. So it didn't take 2 days, which is great. So it's back here. Let's get her down. Now, I hang up my gloves because it just, I don't know, it just helps for faster drying because there's air all around it. But if you do put it on a shelf, just remember to put it face down. I hang it up because I just think it works better. But now there is another process we have to do before we ever give this thing back. So follow me to that. Okay, this might surprise you after you get your glove, but you should find your glove pretty stiff. Now, I know we broke it in with the water and everything, but if it's your first time, you might be surprised to see that it's pretty stiff. You saw before, I was able to close it like all the way. I could close it all the way, but that calls for a lot of force. So just doing the same amount of force, it's pretty stiff. This is just because the water evaporated and it hardened the leather somehow. I'm not exactly sure how scientifically it works, but that's what it does. Don't be alarmed, this is all natural. And this is a very fun way to just go from like extremely stiff to like surprisingly like loose. Like you'll be able to touch your glove in like seconds. It doesn't mean you have to spend another 20 minutes just hitting it with the mallet. This process is kind of funny. It's called waking up the glove. So imagine the glove is sleeping, you just gotta wake it up. This process I actually enjoy quite a lot. It's pretty fun. You take the mallet and it's just like basically everything else. You go over and you just basically hit everything, but it should take like 3/10 of the time it took. So you just hit your hinges again. You can take your pinky and pull it back down because you're also gonna be closing it there. You can also hit the palm of it. And you can take your web and just loosen up like this. And what was that, like 5 pounds, and just, it's already, look at that. I told you it takes like no time. That's the beauty of this. You can also shape it. So if your thumb bent the wrong direction a bit, but like, that's already so nice. So if you work on it a little more and you're more patient with it, then you can get it to just like have that like nice little close. It's gonna look beautiful. So a little more pounding and then you'll be ready for the next step. So now for infielders, I probably should have mentioned this tip earlier. This is just like one little last piece of advice. Do hit here for your pocket, but then also hit like right here, kind of like where you would roll your fingers. This is considered your second pocket. So this isn't technically an infielder's glove. This is like a third base or like pitcher's glove because in case I didn't mention before, it is a 12, wrong side. It's a 12-inch, so bigger than out infield, but when you get a ball, you like kind of like just catch it right there and you hold it there for quick transfers. But when you catch a ball, it goes up in the pocket. So hit around there just to develop a nice little pocket. It's just a little side note you will find very helpful in a game if you have 2 pockets. So like that's literally exactly where we wanted it to close. Okay, standing up. You just repeat the process of throwing it in the web just to get it used again to catching a ball. And again, this is a weighted ball. Regular baseballs work just as fine. They're not any worse. This just drives more of a pocket because it's all it is heavier. But look at that. Oh, that was a bad one. Don't look at that. We're cutting that. Just so nice. This is really comfortable. So that is what a break-in should look like, folks. Not like those flat creases or anything. It's not that they're like terrible, but just that is why I recommend this break-in process, because this took only a day. It didn't take millions of dollars of equipment. You didn't need to buy a car to run it over. You just needed to just wet it a bunch. Wet it a bunch? What is that? Wet it a bunch and just, that's just beautiful. Okay, my last piece of advice for you. Get your drumstick back because you did do some pounding. Just reopen those fingers a bit. Again, this isn't mandatory. It's just, I'm pretty sure you would rather have open fingers than flat fingers from pounding, so. And this is literally our final product. Now, I don't have conditioner on me, but I am a big believer in you need to condition your gloves after you do it. This one, not so much because of a special thing they did to the leather, so it's already buttery smooth. But other gloves, they will crack if they get wet. So when you finish breaking your glove, you finish waking it up and everything, then go ahead and apply conditioner. And glove conditioner is all you need. Just go look for glove conditioner. Sarna glove conditioner is like the best conditioner out there, but you can get other kinds of conditioners. So make sure you condition your glove. This one doesn't need it so badly, so whenever I get conditioner, then I'll condition it, but I would highly recommend if you have it, then use it immediately afterwards. And then the last thing to do is just play a bunch of catch. And what I mean by catches, I don't mean sitting in front of like a pitching machine and taking like 90 miles an hour. Just go find somebody and have a nice little catch with it. If you have a rebounder, use a rebounder because it won't send it back at you at like 70. And it just gets the glove used to catching, and then it'll also form it to your hand. So if you've never heard the saying leather has a memory, it just means over time it just gets used to your hand. So it gets used to the way you close it, and it gets comfortable. It will only get more comfortable from here. So that is our final product. If you've watched to the end, thank you so much for that. That is the full break-in process that I believe truly works for breaking in a glove the right way. It looks nice, feels nice, and will perform nice with a nice pocket. So that is how you do it. Thank you for watching. Beautiful break-in process. God bless y'all. Goodbye.